And we're back with a short password video. We're going to carry on with the Tyson's route. Didn't hear much feedback from people as to whether they like this format or not. So what I'm going to do is keep this version for now. We're just going to do the scenes that have changed a bit. And I think I might switch back to full versions, just spread out more in the next time we have to do this kind of thing. But we will work that out. Anyway, that's the plan. Let's pick up with Tyson at breakfast. I looked up from my mug to see Ty looking at me from across the table, cup of coffee in his hand too. True to his word, Tyson had a coffee pot nearby, my eyes darting to the one closer to Dean and noting it was much less full than the one Ty was protecting. He slid it over, putting it into my care and avoiding my gaze. Something didn't seem right. Part of me wondered if he was actually going to ask me out properly. The other part yelling at me they should have just said yes. I took the chance to take stock of who's in the room, thinking back to what Oz had said. I was meant to trust everyone in this room, and I did. My eyes settled on Sal. For the most part, Sal just looked tired. Could he be the killer? All things considered, if it came down to a straight fight, he had the size and weight covered, with likely the brawn to follow. That's not even getting to the fact that he was good at wrestling. But he did also know some medical things. I just assumed his first aid, but what if it was more than that? Still, did he have the heart to do it? I knew bits and pieces about him, but probably not as well as some of the others. It was possible. Then I moved on to Dean. The main thing I knew about Dean was he was a pretty good guy. Loved his family, liked to help out where he could, and wore his heart on his sleeve. But if Dean was the killer, would that make sense? For starters, he had the full access of any number of gardening tools, and knew how to use an axe from what I assumed, any of which would make a decent weapon. Not to mention any sort of pesticides and other garden chemicals that he could poison someone with. That's even if he needed a poison outside a harmful plant to do the job, right? The thing in his favour, though, was he was just really unthreatening. His argument with Sal the other day made me think that, at least. By comparison, though, Tyson. Ty was special to me. I just didn't know how. His behaviour over the past couple of days was odd too, but maybe it was just being in close proximity with so many other people for a prolonged period of time. He stole another look at me before grabbing some food and shoveling it into his mouth. I smirked, thinking back to his method of asking me out. Maybe he just really liked to eat. Not that I blamed him knowing what I did about his home life. Now, was Ty capable of killing someone? Probably. But capable and willing were two different things. I honestly don't think Tyson would ever intentionally kill someone. But accidentally, I could see it happening. Get him angry enough, throw him into a rampage, he probably wouldn't need a weapon at that point. And now we go into Roswell. This is kind of where things carry on for a bit the same until we reach the garden. I continued following Dean and Sal before being grabbed by the arm. I looked over my shoulder as Ty eased me back a couple of steps. Ty? How's your nose, pup? I gently tapped my nose. A lot of the tenderness having gone away, but still giving me some discomfort if I pressed a little too hard. Getting better. Why? Tyson sighed, running his hands through the fur on his cheeks. I still can't believe I did that to you. Well, it hurt, and more than just physically. You scared me a lot yesterday. I can deal with blood. Not that, the other thing. I could see Ty tense up as he spoke, mostly in his arms and shoulders, but the giveaway was his voice lowering in volume. Oh. We stood there for a few moments in silence while I looked over my shoulder to see where the other two have ended up. I can't stress enough that what you did was something I shouldn't rightly forgive you for, no matter how special you are to me, Ty. I know. Even if I thought about it a few times, how you went about it was all wrong. You thought about it? Well, maybe it's because, I don't know, just something I thought about before. Oh, back up a sec. You thought about me and you? Like that? A couple of times, yeah, but I don't know. I'm worried you take it too far. Especially my first time, Shit, if I'd known that, maybe I would have. Look, Ty, I'm trying really hard here. I really am. I want everyone else to see you in the same light I do. On what light is that? That you're a good person. That... I didn't know how to phrase it, but I made myself thinking back to yesterday. I wanted to forgive him. I really did, but it was still so scary. I noticed him go to reach out for me, maybe my shoulder, but he pulled back at the last second. I'm sorry, Dave. I know, that's why. I'll still stay by your side, Ty. I'm not abandoning you over this, but... Ken, maybe talk about this more later, private. I'd say no, but a group activity, yeah? Yeah. Dave. I'll prove it to you. I'll make it up to you. Somehow. Please, don't give up on me. I looked him in the eye and shuffled forward so I was within arm's reach, then closer again. Ty does this as a sign to hug me tight. Bringing his muzzle to my ears, I wrapped my arms around his chest. He didn't say anything, but I got the impression he wanted to. I won't, Ty. He gave me a little squeeze before letting me go, breathing out a rattle puff. Okay, greenhouse, come on, pup. All right. When we were all in the greenhouse, I looked around. The air was pleasant, fresh, and had a slight dampness to it that felt comforting in my fur. Oh, Dave, over here. Come in. Oh, take these and go cut the vine holding this thing down, pup. Oh, all right. Tyson handed me some garden snippers before finding a spot to pull a pumpkin towards him. I'll sneak in and cut it free, yeah? Oh, okay, I can do that. Hold up, just want to throw something out there. What's up, Dean? So, of the four of us, I think Sal and I should be carrying this thing inside. What, you think I'm not strong enough or something? Well, I don't think it's a challenge, but... Yeah, no offence, but this thing is going to be a pain to carry. I think Sal's the strongest of us, right? Probably. I don't want anyone injuring themselves. Wait, so should I still, For added effect, I flexed the snippers in my hand, wondering if my job was going to change now that Tyson was free. Oh, please, don't think we can get this thing free otherwise. Ty backed off, arms folded and grumbling, coming to a stand next to me as Dean sized up the pumpkin, tipping it back slightly and taking the weight off it. Oh, Sal, help me support this so Dave can get in there. No sooner than Sal had gone into position, I scrambled underneath the pumpkin and started looking for something to cut. Oh, find the vine, Dave? Yeah, looks pretty thick, though. The silence that followed made it clear I'd said was being misconstrued. With witnesses, it seemed Dean didn't want to comment. I could only imagine the face he was pulling, though. Sure enough, the vine tethering the pumpkin to the ground was thick and waxy, slipping free of the snipper twice before I managed to get enough of a hold on it to cut it cleanly. Okay, it's free. All right. Ready, Dean? Ready, on 3. 1, 2, 3. The pair of them lifted the pumpkin up and started shuffling away. They seemed to be managing fine, opting to take it slow. Once they were outside... Can't help I don't get to do anything. Well, hey, you made the effort though, right? I guess. Ty sighed out, scratching his head. Well, I'm trying to make an effort. I really am, pup. What, to make friends? Oh, basically. More just not being an ass the rest of them, though, Ty trailed off, leaving me wondering where he was taking that thought. You... what, Ty? Well, you can go into this more later. It's probably a good conversation to have when we don't have the others wondering where we are. Is it a serious conversation? Yeah, and fair warning, you might get upset. That's... Nah, ideas. That's why I want to do it somewhere private where we can just talk. Short of Sal, I'm going to need the time to get my words right anyway. Well, can I be honest about something? Yeah, always. At least I want you to be honest with me. Okay, well, you're scaring me a bit. Scaring you? Yeah, like saying things like that is just... I feel like you're going to drop something really heavy on me like you're dying or something. Ty sighed, scratching his head. I told you I wasn't good with talking. But I promise it's not like that. I'm not dying. Okay. I stood there awkwardly in the soil, not sure where to look. Since coming here, the relationship I had with Ty was different. Strange somehow, and I couldn't place why. Maybe it was being around the others. I didn't think I did anything wrong, at least. You're being a dork, do you? I was moving forward before I realised it, and only realised it because I slipped on something in the soil. I glided into Ty's front head first while dropping to my knees. What? No, wait, I just slipped on something honest. Pulling myself away from being eye level to Ty's crotch, I scambled back to see what I'd slipped on. I dug around in the soil, trying to find what I'd slipped on, pulling free a round metal object with an engraving on it. Oh, Ty, look! I held up the metal to him, offering it out. He took it in his hand, drawing it over once before handing it back. Seems like it, yeah. Good work, pup. Puts us in the lead. Wait, we're counting the half medal? Well, why wouldn't we? I suppose. I don't think it counts we only have half, though. Okay, fine. We're tied first then. Whatever. Taking the medal back, I looked again at the engraving, a round shape with two protrusions coming out the top. So, what one is it? It looks like it has horns, so... Wait, which ones have horns? Aries? Taurus? This one's probably Taurus, given they point up, though. Doesn't bother me any, not like we're keeping a checklist. Yeah, you're right. I pocketed the medal and got up to dust off my knees. Time to head back inside? Yep. Alright, let's go. With the pumpkin on its way inside, it was time to follow, the medal safely tucked away for now. And then things continue again, until... Oh, is that the medal I found? I looked down, shoving the medal back into the pouch of my hoodie. Oh, no, this is just one I found in the greenhouse. Really? Well, damn, guess that me being in the lead was short-lived, huh? You mean us, right? If you're going to slack off, then yeah, that was going to happen. Oh, don't worry, we'll catch up. Tyson shrugged, poking me gently in the chest. You need a bath. I do not. I looked down to where Ty held contact with me, seeing just how much pumpkin had headed up on me. Grimacing, I shot Tyson a quick look before chuckling. Okay, maybe I do. You're going to need help getting that spot on your back. You always miss it. If you want. Wherever Tyson started, he trailed off, leaving it there. I tilted my head at him, curious. When you're done, get someone to check it all out. You got it all out. Oh, right. Good idea. I watched as Tyson wandered into the kitchen, frowning. Was it something he wanted to say? I almost was going to ask him to get that spot for me. It wasn't the first time, after all. And then Dave goes off for a bath. I whined softly to myself, looking towards the door in the foyer to see where Tyson went, but he'd already gone. Instead, I saw Sal and Orlando descending the stairs. Welcome back. I kept my voice low as they entered, watching as they sat down. Tyson looked upset. Think he went down to the basement. What happened? I looked to Roswell at his arms crossed over his chest, was seemingly not going to be the one to explain what had happened only moments before. Part of me wanted to find out what happened upstairs with Orlando and Sal. Another part wanted to check in with Tyson after what just happened. Orlando seemed better, but being my best friend, I felt the urge to stay. But I really didn't like the idea of Tyson being alone for a couple of reasons. Partly because he was my friend too, and no one else was going to check on him, it seemed. Partially because him alone made him a potential target for murder. So, it's Ty's route. We're going to follow him. Yeah, I think I'll go check on him. I'll be back in a bit, guys. I bailed before anyone could convince me otherwise. The light was on in the gym, so I knew he was there. He was sitting, facing away from the door on one of the weights benches, shoulders slumped, and what I could make out, he's pulling his fur out from his arm. As I approached, he either didn't seem to hear me or didn't want to acknowledge I was there. That's not surprising. Ty? His ears twitched, flicking in my direction. He must have wiped his face while turning to look at me. Hey, pup. I took a spot next to him on the weights bench, sitting close enough that we had a point of contact. I fiddled with my hands, not sure what I should be doing with them as I pieced together what I wanted to say. Are you okay? I'm sorry about what happened upstairs. No, well, I don't really know how that happened, to be honest. Why does Roswell get off thinking he can act like that, huh? Fucking unfair if you ask me. I nodded slowly, not really sure much of the conversation I should be taking part in. When Ty had no follow-up, I figured it'd be a good idea to try and shift the conversation to something else. Did You want to talk about something else instead?
You want to talk about yesterday?
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Just maybe focusing on something other than what just happened might help.
Oh, that's fine. May as well have that talk now.
Ty breathed out through his nose, shifting so he was straddling the bench, facing me directly. I did the same, so we were facing one another, and shifted as close as I could without becoming awkward. So, yesterday.
Right.
More silence followed while I waited, watching Ty's expression shift as he thought things through.
It's complicated. I guess I should start by saying I'm fucking scared as hell, pup.
About what?
Few things, but going home, I guess.
I tilted my head at him, not following. Presumably my lack of follow-up questions prompted Ty to explain further on his own.
This is a month off for me, yeah? A month I don't have to be around my dad. Fucking bastard hasn't done a day right by me ever since Mom left. Took it out on me more ways than I want to remember.
Oh.
Just thinking about what I almost did to you. Makes me so... Yeah.
Ty growled, throwing his arms up in frustration. Then he grabbed his head, gripping his fur tight.
I don't want to be like my dad. I want to be like yours, if anything.
Like mine? Is that why?
I'll be honest, if you'd invited me here, I probably would have packed up and driven around the country to just sort myself out. I had all the essentials packed for weeks now. Figure once everyone's moved on, no point in sticking around either, yeah?
How long do you reckon you'll be gone for? The question lingered unanswered. The longer it did, the more I realised what Ty was saying and my heart sank. You are coming back, right?
If Dean's a good enough guy, I won't need to. He'll take care of you.
I shook my head quickly, trying to express my dissatisfaction with him just leaving. We continued all the same.
Come on, it's not so bad. You're telling me risk almost happened again? Why did you even agree to that?
Because you're going to die, Tyson. I had to stop you from leaving.
Still on about that? Oh, why bother?
I messed with the vault and it showed me you dead, and it scared me.
What? And that's it?
Ty, you're important to me, okay? Really important. I thought back to what happened upstairs, the other conversations I had about Tyson in the past. My heart was racing. I wasn't sure if I wanted to scream or collapse into him. Ty reached out, gentle, placing a hand on the side of my neck, causing me to look him in the eye.
You're important to me too.
In what way?
Well,
like how Orlando feels about Sal, or how about Sal feels about Orlando?
Probably best you forget what happened this morning, pup. I like a coffee, I guess.
Oh. Disappointment was real, as if I could feel every strand of fur on my body go limp from it. I didn't think it was this bad, but I guess I liked the prospect of Ty asking me out more than I gave it credit for. Okay, I understand.
Why are you disappointed?
I don't know, I just thought... You got on about how I did you a solid once and that was it. When no one but me remembered your birthday, or when you got kicked out of the house and we shared my bed so you wouldn't get sick. Or the time you hadn't eaten days and I brought you leftovers. What were those to you?
That was just swapping favours.
Favours? Is that why when I got sick you bailed on school to keep me company all day? Is that why whenever Dad worked late you come over and keep me company? Ty, is that why when Dad died... I was working myself up to the point of tears now, quivering as I looked at Ty's unflinching expression. I didn't understand and I wanted to. I just didn't know how. Is that all it ever was?
Oh, you shut your fucking mouth right now, Dave. If you ever think that what I did wasn't because I care for you again, I'll...
He sighed out, placing another hand on my side and shifted me closer to him.
I'm sorry I suck at admitting these things. I'm sorry they made you feel I didn't care. Of course I care. How couldn't I? There's a reason, okay? Just...
Again he trailed off, leaving us in that space of awkward silence. At least wherever tears were threatening to come on had subsided if my breathing was still slightly ragged. I gulped, mouth suddenly feeling dry. Ty,
yeah.
I had to ask. I had to clarify, but... I think this is what Dave wants to be asking. Or maybe Grizzly can tell me I'm wrong, but I think we'll have him ask this one. Ty looked at me and I looked back, edging closer again. Was this it? Was this the moment I found out?
You're important to me, right? So...
Hanging off every word, I tried to focus on remembering everything he said, just in case.
You and me, well...
Yes?
It's complicated.
To my shame and embarrassment, it wasn't the answer I was hoping for, and I shifted back, figuring it'd be best if I leave. But Ty held me firm by the side, digging his fingers in to offer resistance to me just up and leaving.
Oh, don't you fucking dare.
In the next moment, I was pulled roughly to his chest and he hugged me tight, burying his nose in the fur atop my head. I hugged him back, finding comfort in the familiar smell his fur carried.
No matter what happens, no matter where I go, I'll always be there for you.
He gave me one last squeeze before letting me shuffle back on my own to look at him. I searched his face for how he was feeling, but again I couldn't place the expression. He didn't flinch when my hands made their way back up his chest towards his shoulders, though. I wasn't done. I threw myself against him again, hugged him around the neck and almost immediately wrapped his arms around my middle, adjusting us so I was almost in his lap. He rubbed his cheek against mine, with his hand shifting to scratch the back of my head lightly, the downside of which it made me moan softly as I melted into him. Ty stopped, seemingly undecided if she continued before I noticed his tail going and the scratching start again. Not to mention I had an idea that Tyson was liking how close we were, being from what I could feel pressing against me down below. I didn't want to ruin the moment, though, and left it ignored, just in case. This was nice enough for now, just being close. The worries of the previous conversation now seemingly gone entirely. Ty sighed out and let me go, shuffling back as there was some distance between us again, looking elsewhere. Ty, I looked down, skirting over the noticeable bulge in his pants to his hand, which I took carefully and gave it a squeeze. Thanks. I got up to leave, shuffling back first and then swinging my legs over the weights bench.
Hey, wait.
I stopped, looking back at Tyson with a quirked brow and tilted head.
You're leaving now?
I mean, yeah, it's probably a good time to, right? Ty got up too, shuffling closer and petting me slowly on the head.
It meant a lot you came down to check on me, really. So just, in case I haven't said it enough. Oh, thanks for being a fucking kick-ass friend, I guess.
You too, Ty. As I turned away to leave, he spoke again.
Just, I haven't forgotten. I'm going to keep trying.
That's all I asked, Ty.
All right, pup, I'll see you at dinner. Got some things I want to think about.
Good things? Bad things?
Just things.
Well, I'll be around if you need me. Ty sent me off with a nod and I wandered back into the basement. My eyes settled on the door to the vault. I was curious. And the rest of the day plays out as it did before, as it has done, as it will do. Well, the changes when we get to this kind of thing. And just changes a bit when we get... to Dave revealing he opened the vault.
You opened the vault?
I felt my ears droop as I nodded slowly, keeping my eyes trained on the crumb that I'd noticed had fallen off my plate.
All right, who's dying this time?
Excuse me?
Dying? No one's dead. What do you mean this time?
I looked at Ty, pleading him with the best puppy dog eyes I could manage. That usually worked, and even now it was earning me a disapproving frown.
Apparently, a dog was messing around with the keypad downstairs and had a daydream and I died.
Oh, I just thought...
A daydream? Really? Yeah, if he says that's what happened, I'll believe him. What's the harm anyway?
Ty shot me a quick look, smiling. I hoped it had come out a little differently. It was nice to have that reassuring smile on my side.
Okay, but who's dying?
Benson, I think. Another stretch of silence soon followed. It's a good excuse for me to skip to the next change. Where it's time for bed. I looked at Ty and he held my gaze. He looked apologetic and I grimaced back. He frowned and I looked down, then back up to meet his look again. We had this way of talking without speaking sometimes. We got a lot of practice in when there weren't the words to really say how we were feeling. We're just too different, aren't we? Sorry, I should have realised. That's the reason why we're all moving on after this, huh? I laughed, finishing off by sighing out and smiling to myself. But it wasn't a happy smile, just a sad one. Always better to smile, as Dad always said. Even when things are really sad, try to smile because some people aren't able to.
So,
Tyson, what sort of things do you like?
what?
Yeah, about to have something in common, right?
All right, well, guess I like to tinker on my car, that's about it.
Well, that's it. No hobbies or, anything else? Ty, why don't you tell him about the other thing? Oh, what other thing? Tyson shot me a slightly irritated look but turned to Sal with a sigh.
Well, outside of the gym, games, I guess?
Games? Well, I like games. Swimming and colouring, too. Colouring, like pictures. Is that bad?
Not at all, just I guess no one else knew about it other than me. You may as well take all of Dave's books, he doesn't use them anymore.
Hey, you tried colouring when most of the colours look the same.
But not all colours, right?
Well, yeah, that's fair. I haven't tried to colour anything in years anyway. Well, for starters, that's adorable, but can't say I was ever the arts and crafts sort.
Dave, don't ask about wood.
Honestly, I was just about to where I realised where that conversation would have led. Which is pretty much the rest of it. And this takes us back to after the conversation with Oz. Dave's about to head back to the others. I quietly wandered over to where Tyson was curled up on the floor, face scrunched up in an uncomfortable frown. I lay down next to him and wondered what my move should be. It was difficult between us. That want to be close, but the fear that something bad could happen because of it. Inching closer, I leaned back into Ty, unsure of how to be in the position he normally had me in.
About fucking time, pup.
I squeaked quietly as he pulled me to him, adjusting us so he could use me as a pillow, his arm draped over me and his legs hiked up under mine. His voice was kept to a hushed whisper, almost if he didn't want the others to hear. The sort of tone I imagine left those intimate with one another.
You good? Your heart's racing.
Yeah, I'm good. Ty cuddled in, resting his head on my chest and just listening to my heartbeat. He hadn't been like this in so long. I wasn't sure where to put my arms. I settled on just resting them against him, sighing out to get comfortable.
Dave?
Yeah?
He
sighed out, squeezing me gently.
Don't worry about it. Sleep well, yeah?
I was out like a light soon after. I made it through another day. I also knew what my job for tomorrow was going to be. By this stage, my body needed rest. I needed to find the library somehow, and wondered if there's anyone around I could ask. Either way, it was a job for the morning. Here we go. That was Ty's Day 7. So the Day 8 update is going to be public around a week or so from when I'm recording this. So we'll pick that up with Dean's route and figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of the routes from there. How are we going to do this? Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that. Next video will be the Q&A. So if you haven't submitted any questions and this hasn't come up yet, then if you've got a question about the channel, about the VNs I do, that kind of thing, feel free to post the comment on the video I posted a while ago asking for questions, and I'll include those. Probably going to be recorded around the 8th of October or so. So you've got a bit of time. Until then, bye for now.